Welcome back, guys. It is your boy Broncos Guru coming back at you again. This week we're going to give 6 tips to use every trip out on the boat. Our first one's a pretty common sense tip, which is don't approach anything any faster on the water than you are willing to hit it. Kind of like this guy here. He's coming in soft and slow, already knows he's going to use that dock kind of as a stopping brake for his boat. And this is the reality. When you guys are approaching docks or anything else on the water, you want to come in slow and give yourself a little added cushion just in case you come in a little hot and wind up nicking the dock ever so slightly like this guy. This will just help you out and make sure you don't injure yourself, your boat, or anybody else that's around. Really approach the dock cautiously at all times. The next one's one that's not talked about a whole lot, and that's don't overload your boat. As you can see here, it's fun to get everybody inside the boat. We always want to bring all of our friends. And these guys are probably just slightly over the weight limit of the boat they're on. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Broncos Guru, that little tiny boat, that has nothing to do with what my boat can hold. And you're correct, so let me use a little bit of a real life experience. This was my first trip to the Bahamas when I took a jet ski from Fort Lauderdale to the Bahamas. The boat you can see here on the right, well, that particular boat was overloaded and stuffed the bow and had 8 people in the water. They actually had to be rescued by the Coast Guard and Sea Tow, and this boat was basically salvaged. Next one is to check the weather multiple times before you leave the dock. I know, it's tough. You've been planning this Saturday for 3 weeks to take out Barb and Henry and go out and have a good time in the water, and they're calling for a crap forecast. But let's be honest, guys, it's a whole lot better to check that forecast multiple times and decide not to go out and it turn out to be a nice day than it is for you to go out and it wind up being a bad day. Just kind of like this guy right here. I mean, this is one of the luckiest people I've ever seen in my life. This person flips their jet ski in 6-foot seas going out during a hurricane and somehow winds up getting back to the ski. If he would not have caught the ski right here, it would have been the end for him. Our next tip is go ahead and have a ditch bag ready every time you go out. That's right, take a plastic Ziploc bag, put at least one cell phone in it, credit cards, keys to the cars, anything important, kind of like this guy's holding in his hand right here. This right here will save you a whole lot of headaches if something does go wrong because you only have to grab one bag to get out of the boat. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm pretty impressed right here though. My man's got a satellite communicator, a ditch bag, and everybody appears to be in life jackets. This is one of the most prepared crews I've ever seen for this situation. No wonder they're acting so calm. Our next tip is to always carry more than one communication device on the boat. You never know when things are gonna go wrong and all of a sudden everything's gonna get wet on the boat. And you may lose some of your communication devices you have. So if you have more than one, at least then you'll have a redundancy and a backup to be able to get things done. Also, make sure you got the correct communication device for the mission you're on. A great example of this is some friends of ours when we were coming back from Exuma in the Bahamas this year went ahead of us on their boat because they were a little bit slower than us and decided they were going to just venture on. They wound up hitting a sandbar off the coast of Andros, but they were about 15 to 20 miles at least from civilization, so their VHF radio was useless. Also, they had no cell phone service. They are fortunate to have a satellite communicator, so they were able to contact us, and we went ahead and got a hold of the Coast Guard and let them know where they were. That night, they were able to get off the sandbar once the tide came in. Still think he did this on purpose, though, because this is a pretty beautiful spot to be hanging out with your wife for 12 hours. Our last tip's going to be to know how to use your toys before you launch. That's right, it's fantastic. You bought that brand new boat and you loaded it up to the gills with features, such as a nice radio that's got DSC on it, a GPS that's attached to it, sonar, radar. You've got a DeLorme in reach that you keep with you. I believe it's called a Garmin in reach now, but whatever. But in the same sense, if you don't know how to use any of these features, they don't matter. Take a little bit of time, crack a couple beers in your driveway, sit down and play with these things and figure them out before you launch. Because in an emergency situation, you're not going to figure them out fast enough. Thanks for watching. Hopefully some of these tips will help you out in your boating lifestyle. Speaking of helping you out in your boating lifestyle, I'm heading to the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show here at the end of the month. Plan on doing a few boat reviews and some product reviews as well. If there's anything you'd like to see or a review you'd like done, let me know. Hit me up on Facebook or Instagram and I will try and get it knocked out for you. And if you haven't, drop an anchor on the subscribe button. See you guys on Sunday for Boneheaded Boaters of the Week.